What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. So once again, we're going into a victim mindset where we have a state representative of his district. This is a lawmaker named Thompson. What is his first name? Let's see. John Thompson. This is a POS right here, baby. This guy completely ran on how should I say it? The victim card, the racism card, the white people done pulled me over while I was black card. And once again, not taking accountability for his actions. Once again, like most men like him, okay, for the most part, hashtag not all, it's always everybody else's fault, including the police, but never his fault. What he was doing, he was driving his car without a front license plate. And the police officer saw that he didn't have a license plate and pulled him over. And he said he was pulled over because he was black. Not because he actually was breaking the law, but because he was black. But here's the best part about this. He comes out and do a victim party. Of course, black people are going to support this stupidity. And he's like, they just don't like a black man driving a nice car. He was also very combative with the police officers. But here's the icing on the cake. The police department's like, no, that's not what happened. And we want to release the body cam footage. But because he's a politician, we need his permission. Now, I don't know who came up with that rule in Minneapolis, but y'all need to daggone undo that real quick. The politician should be the main one you release that body cam footage on, whether they want to or not. Why do they get privilege? So here we go with privilege again. This is political privilege and here's black privilege at the same time. But why are they the ones that get to decide whether the body cam footage get released or not? I don't understand it. It's just so crazy. But anyway, let me just read this and then we're going to look at the videos because I'm going to show you how we came across him. First of all, no, actually, let's do that first. I just want you to know that this idiot brought Black Lives Matter to the police association. They wanted somebody from, I think, the police commissioner or something like that to resign. They brought Black Lives Matter to that neighborhood and then threatened to burn it down. Here's the video. You guys gonna remember him. He is is this the one where he's acting like he's a victim? Hold on a second. Let me see if this is it.
We're still getting driving while black tickets here in this state.
This is it. This is it right here. We're getting tickets for the driving while the black. No, you got a ticket for breaking the law. Okay, here go one of the videos. Let me just see.
We're still getting driving while black tickets here in this state. Matter of fact, in St. Paul.
Representative John Thompson's an outspoken critic of police. He's been on the radar since making inflammatory comments at a protest at Lieutenant Bob Kroll's neighborhood in Hugo last summer.
This is him, by the way.
Last week, Thompson said he was ticketed in downtown St. Paul for driving without a front plate, a stop he called racial profiling.
I'm a Minnesota state representative. I'm a lawmaker here. I can wear what I want to wear. I shouldn't have to be profiled. This is ridiculous.
Chief.
No accountability. No accountability. The freaking people in Minnesota elected a thug. Let that sit in. You elected a thug to be your residential politician for your district. And he said that he doesn't have to abide by the law. Yeah, all of you all can have front plates, but I don't have to wear front plates because I'm above the law. And if you pull me over, I'm going to play the race card and say you did it because I was driving well black.
Todd Axtell took to Facebook to demand an apology and called on Thompson to release the body camera footage. The St. Paul Federation asked for that as well.
So the question we have is, why hasn't he made the request to have the body camera footage released, especially for somebody that has been a champion at the Capitol? That's been his signature issue, or one of them anyways.
Thompson's accusation also brought to light that he presented a valid Wisconsin driver's license at that traffic stop, and the address he gave police was in a part of St. Paul outside of District 67A, which he represents.
when you have a state representative, an elected official in Minnesota from St. Paul, presenting a Wisconsin driver's license, a valid Wisconsin driver's license that I am told was renewed in November of 2020, which would have been the same month that he was elected.
Like most people who decide to run for the legislature, John Thompson came over here to the Secretary of State's office and filled out the official paperwork. That was last May. He did check a box, though, making his address private. But the people at the Secretary of State's office tell us the address he gave on this affidavit was an address inside the district that he was later elected to represent. From the Capitol, John Croman, KARE 11 News.
Isn't that something? Huh.
Representative Thompson's attorney said no one from the St. Paul Police Department has reached out to ask for permission to share the body cam video from the traffic stop. But the St. Paul PD says it's up to Thompson to request it and then share it with the public if he so chooses.
Right. And he's not going to do that because that's when you're going to see the truth. You're going to see the truth of what happened. So he's claiming that he was driving while black. Well, okay, then why not go ahead and release the body cam footage to prove such? Why not have your hashtag? Why not have your Black Lives Matter marching? So this is what he did in his nice suburban area. He's actually, I don't know why they didn't arrest him. Once again, black privilege as always, but watch this nonsense. Watch this. And then we'll watch the follow-up to this where they want an apology.
On Saturday, protesters marched through Bob Kroll's street in Hugo, demanding he resign as police.
Hold on. There we go. Bob Kroll, this idiot, this guy right here, this thug, this political politician thug, John Thompson, accused him of being an active member of the Klan. Okay? He accused him of being an active member of the Klan. And what else he accused him of? Let me see. I read this whole article, so I want to give you guys the just, let's see. Oh gosh, I don't see it here. I probably passed right by it. Oh man, I sure did. He accused him. Maybe they'll say it in the video. Let's go listen.
Union head following the killing of George Floyd.
He is the face of what is wrong with everything within the Minneapolis Police Department.
One of the speakers was a friend of Philando Castile's, John Thompson, who won.
So you know he's a thug, because he's a friend of an actual gangbanger.
The DFL primary for a state house seat earlier this month. In a video captured by the media outlet Unicorn Riot, Thompson appears to respond to a neighbor.
Come on over here with your Blue Lives Matter sign. Blue Lives ain't and if people in Hugo don't support black people, Hugo, Minnesota.
Thompson's speech continued for 7 minutes.
This whole state burned down for $20. You think we gonna about burning Hugo down? Now y'all running y'all cow back in the garage.
Later, video shows Thompson striking an effigy of Kroll and his wife, WCCO anchor Liz Collin. Thompson declined multiple interview requests, but posted to Facebook saying, quote, "My comments on Saturday were not helpful. Inflammatory rhetoric is not how I want to address the important issues we're facing, and I apologize." Kroll says the protesters should not have targeted his neighborhood.
They have no role in this matter. My wife has no role in this matter. The rest of our family, no role. Vulgarity around children, people being forced inside their homes. It was just despicable behavior by those people here.
Rosemary Nevels, a community leader at the protest, says Thompson's comments were a reflection of anger.
It was inappropriate. There's ways of saying things. You know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
This incident was reviewed and investigated by the Washington County Sheriff's Office and the county attorney, but they say they did not find any evidence of a felony.
If there are any fears, I think we can quell them.
On Wednesday, county attorney...
But I don't understand. Like I said, I don't know what's going on in these blue states and these blue cities. We just watch him say that they should burn the suburban neighborhood down. That's threats of arson. Is that not a criminal act in Minnesota, Minneapolis? Or is it the fact that y'all don't want to arrest him because at that time y'all was so scared to death of Black Lives Matter and anybody who they supported? Because I'm saying to myself, like, your average hey, if a Trump supporter with a MAGA hat came out there and said that in a black neighborhood, he would be behind bars. So I don't like the double standards here. But then again, I don't know I don't know about any of the laws in Minneapolis and Minnesota. I don't know anything about their laws. So I don't know. Maybe they have it on the books. Maybe they don't. I don't know.
Orpit went door to door in the neighborhood and explained he didn't file charges because Thompson didn't make a direct threat.
Thing that is an opinion that I think is incredibly inappropriate, but he has his opinion.
Neighbors said those opinions made them less likely to support the protesters' message.
If they had support here, they lost it really fast. Just because of the way they handled themselves.
Oh, it don't work. Don't worry about it, sweetie. This is a don't feel sorry for these people. This is a liberal, okay? Don't you worry, because the other white people that are riddled with white guilt voted him in office. By the way, this was recorded last year. As you can see, this was recorded in August of last year. So he's in office right now. I don't know if he's going to get reelected. We'll see. But this whole, I got pulled over because I was black, not because I broke the law. I don't know how that's going to stand. We'll see. We'll see.
It was really disgusting to watch.
The Minnesota Society of Professional Journalists has also condemned the striking of the effigies, calling it a direct threat. Organizers say that wasn't planned.
My perspective, it's disingenuous to focus on paper being smashed when we're talking about real lives being.
Here's the deal, Big Bertha. If white people can't do it and get away with it, you can't do it either. That's the problem. You wouldn't say that if that was white people doing that to a black effigy. You would not have a problem with that. You got a problem with that because they're holding you accountable. See, look what they got. Bob KKK Crow must go. Amazing. This I hate this so much, dude. This is
Danny Spiewak, KARE 11 News.
In response to Thompson, who he has endorsed, Governor Walz says we cannot accept the threatening behavior and rhetoric we've seen recently in our political discourse. But neither the governor nor the DFL have dropped their endorsements ahead of the November election.
Of course not. That's what you call black privilege. This is black privilege. I'm showing it to you in the flesh, okay? I'm showing it to you in the flesh. Okay, hold on. So let's go ahead and watch. So after he gets up in front of his little crowd, where they're like, yeah, we're so pressed. Actually, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I think we got to update it. We got to update a statement on this one because they were like, hey, you need to give us an apology. You need to give us an apology. And he was like, nah, y'all racist. Y'all were racist. It's racism. So let's look at this and then we'll look at this. I think this is an updated, wait a minute, he gives okay for the St. Paul's police. Okay, let's look at both of them together. Let's watch this and then we'll watch this. Because this is breaking news as I'm watching this.
First at 6:30, the St. Paul police chief is demanding an apology after a state lawmaker said he was racially profiled during a traffic stop.
According to police, Representative John Thompson was pulled over early Sunday morning for driving without a front license plate. Later, police found out his driving privileges in Minnesota had been revoked. Chief political reporter Tom Hauser has the latest on the response from law enforcement.
After Representative Thompson publicly criticized a St. Paul police sergeant and accused him of a racially motivated traffic stop, Chief Todd Axtell says he checked the officer's body cam video. The chief says the video shows a traffic stop that was, quote, by the books and had nothing to do with the driver's race. Now, a statewide police organization is demanding the body cam video be released, but Thompson has denied permission.
We're still getting driving while black tickets here in this state. Matter of fact,
yeah, I already showed this stupidity right here.
So let's just call it what it is, right?
Minnesota State Representative John Thompson made serious accusations against a St. Paul police sergeant this week, claiming he was pulled over because he's black.
I shouldn't have to be profiled. This is ridiculous. And it was, by the way, it was a sergeant here in St. Paul, by the way. We promote bad behavior.
Thompson was pulled over at 1:18.
Oh my God, did he just say we promote bad behavior? I hope you're looking in the mirror when you say that. The audacity.
Morning on Sunday, July 4th at 7th and Wakuta because he didn't have a front license plate as required by state law. Police Chief Todd Axtell made his first public comments about the incident.
And by the way, let me just say this. When you're driving, I don't care what other people are saying, but unless you're right up on the car, on the side view, you can't tell who's driving. You can't tell the race of the person. And if you are driving in sunlight and there's glare on the windshield, you still can't tell. But, you know, it's never their fault. It's never their fault. No accountability, never, ever, ever.
In a Facebook post on Friday, saying he was shocked by the allegation from a state lawmaker, he reviewed the body cam video and says it had nothing to do with the driver's race and the stop was by the books. He concludes by saying Thompson doesn't deny driving without a front license plate and, quote, owes our sergeant an apology. As permitted by state law, Thompson is refusing to give St. Paul police permission to release the body cam video after he fought for passage of a bill to have more police body cam videos released. The Minnesota Police and Peace Officers Association issued a statement saying, quote, now he's blocking the public release of body camera footage of his own incident with law enforcement this past week. As a public official, it's hypocritical and irresponsible.
Yeah, exactly.
During the traffic stop, police also say they learned Thompson's Minnesota driving privileges were suspended for failure to pay child support. So he presented a Wisconsin driver's license.
It keeps getting better and better. Oh, now my gosh, the jokes write themselves, dude. The jokes write themselves. Holy smokes. Woo! When I said he was a thug, I did not know how true my words were. Let me rewind that part. That was a wonderful surprise, very pleasant surprise. Hold on a second.
The
That was
Wisconsin Department of
amazing.
Transportation to have more police body cam videos released. The Minnesota Police and Peace Officers Association issued a statement saying, quote, now he's blocking the public release of body camera footage of his own incident with law enforcement this past week. As a public official, it's hypocritical and irresponsible. During the traffic stop, police also say they learned Thompson's Minnesota driving privileges were suspended for failure to pay child support. So he presented a Wisconsin driver's license. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation tells 5 Eyewitness News Thompson was first licensed there in 2000 and renewed in 2005, 2012, and November of 2020, the same month he was elected to the Minnesota State Legislature. As for his election filing with the Minnesota Secretary of State, his affidavit of candidacy only lists a P.O. box in St. Paul, but no home address. He checked a box allowing him to keep his address classified because either a police report or order for protection has been filed due to threats to him or his family's safety.
Right.
A spokeswoman for the Minnesota Secretary of State says about Thompson keeping his address classified, quote, I won't say it never happens, but it's not a very common practice. She says if there is no documented threat or order for protection, it would be a serious violation of state law to swear to that on an affidavit of candidacy. Thompson says he has lived in Minnesota for 18 years, but never gotten a Minnesota driver's license, even though state law requires obtaining one within 6
So he's breaking the law, and he got elected into office. He's a thug and a criminal. Wait a minute, that was pretty redundant. Sorry.
days of residency. Representative Thompson has not responded to multiple requests for comment by 5 Eyewitness News.
Okay, so let's look at the other video. So let's see what happened with the update on this.
Minnesota State Representative John Thompson is responding to controversy surrounding a traffic stop he was involved in with St. Paul police last week. But his response only comes through a social media post as he continues to decline requests for comment. Chief political reporter Tom Hauser is looking into that and questions about Thompson's residency that could impact his ability to serve in the Minnesota legislature.
Ooh, wouldn't this be great karma? Wouldn't that be sweet, sweet karma? That you sit up here and falsely accuse a police officer, a sergeant nonetheless, that he pulled you over because you're black, but not because, one, you were breaking the law by not having a tag in front of your car, and two, you were driving on a suspended license. And by the way, guys, in most states, you're not supposed to have two licenses. So you're supposed to, if you move somewhere, you have anywhere from 60 to 90 days to actually get a driver's license, turn in your old driver's license, and update your new driver's license in the state that you live in. And this fool, not only did he not do that, but he renewed his license in Wisconsin, and he's living in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and then ran for a state representative. You know what? If it's this easy to get elected as a state representative, hell, I might need to look into this. I need to look into some of these areas and see, because this was a cakewalk for him to get elected. But then again, there's a lot of shall I say 1350s over there. So I could probably see why they will elect a thug as their state that's district representative.
Tom.
Yeah, Jackie, a simple traffic stop for failure to have a front license plate as required by state law spawned multiple other questions about John Thompson, including whether he lives in Minnesota or Wisconsin and whether he illegally holds a Wisconsin driver's license.
I shouldn't have to be profiled. This is ridiculous.
Representative John Thompson first brought public attention to his July 4th traffic stop at an unrelated rally outside the governor's residence a few days later. He claims his traffic stop for failure to have a front license plate was a case of racial profiling. The traffic stop resulted in multiple questions about his Minnesota residency, after it was later uncovered he only has a Wisconsin driver's license while serving in the Minnesota legislature.
Wow.
The address on his traffic citation lists an address in St. Paul, but it's more than 3 miles outside his legislative district. On his Facebook page, Thompson posted, "I know why I have a target on my back, but just know slander won't work either. I'm not going to stop applying pressure unapologetically." It's unclear who Thompson claims is slandering him. He has not responded to multiple requests for comment from 5 Eyewitness News. The chair of the Minnesota DFL party, Ken Martin, issued a written statement saying, quote, "Nobody is above the law, including our elected officials. We expect all of our elected officials, regardless of party, to not only follow the law, but to hold themselves to the highest standards. Representative John Thompson fell short of that standard, and I am disappointed by his recent actions."
What you gonna do about it?
St. Paul police are seeking an opinion from the city attorney about whether they can release the body cam video of Thompson's traffic stop under a provision in state law that says it can be released without his permission to dispel rumor or unrest.
And Representative Thompson is overriding me. Please call him out of order.
Are we speaking on the bill, Madam Speaker?
Representative Thompson, you are out of order. Representative Lucero has the floor.
Look at this. Just still acting like a thug. This is what happens when you let people elect their own into office. They sit up here. Next thing you know, he gonna be pulling out a black and mild. Look like he's speaking. What is he doing? He's talking through a speaker? What's going on?
Meanwhile, a fellow state lawmaker, Republican Representative Eric Lucero, filed an ethics complaint against Thompson, claiming he called him a racist on the House floor.
Point of order. I know you're racist.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Personalities are not in order for debate, and
I know you're racist.
Now, that exchange happened on the House floor on June 19th. Lucero, who is Hispanic, calls Thompson's comments shockingly racist. The complaint has been forwarded to the House Ethics Committee. As for Thompson's residency, we've been unable to determine who would even investigate that.
Yeah.
The Secretary of State's office pointed us to the Ramsey County Attorney, who directed us to the Minnesota Office of Administrative Hearings, none of whom said it's their responsibility. We're still working to clarify that and clarify the status of Thompson's Wisconsin driver's license. Paul?
Well, okay, that was clickbait. I hate clickbait. I really, really, really hate clickbait. So they said Representative John Thompson releases statement gives okay for St. Paul. Did he really? Because I didn't see. Hold on. Now that Thompson's publicly says, I'll get, okay, so they didn't put that in the video. Okay, I'm sorry, let me read this. All right. Driving while black, the video, Now that Thompson publicly says he'll give permission to have it released, that could happen as early as Tuesday, which is now. On Sunday, DFL party chairman Ken Martin issued a statement that was a rare public rebuke of a sitting DFL state lawmaker. And he said nobody's above the law, blah, blah, blah. Martin declined an interview request on Monday to expand on the statement. In Thompson's statement released on Monday night, he's accepted responsibility for failure to have a front license plate as required by law. No, but you said it was because you're black. That's what you said. He says his family recently bought the car and didn't have the right tool to attach the front license plate. Now we get the truth, huh? You got to call people a bunch of racists and white supremacists and KKK members in order for the truth to come. Ooh, Lord. In his statement, he also acknowledges having a Wisconsin driver's license instead of a Minnesota driver's license and offered an explanation. Oh, let's listen to this story. I previously lived in Wisconsin, and my family and I considered moving back there to take care of my family member who will not be coming to live here. I live and work in St. Paul and $500,000 a year. My Wisconsin license having previously posed an issue to me, but I will now be changing to Minnesota license, as I should have before. During my stop, I was also informed that my license had been suspended from a minor child support issue, once which was resolved long ago. I owe $0 in child support. Lies. I ain't gonna believe that. You're a liar. You're a liar. I'm not gonna believe you. Just sit up here and said you got pulled over for driving while black, and that's the reason why I got a ticket. But now you sitting up here telling the truth about why you really got pulled over. It is unclear what address Thompson used to obtain his Wisconsin driver's license, or if he claims that it claims that as a primary address. If he does, it will impact his eligibility to serve in the the Minnesota legislature. Woo, baby. Karma. Anyway, so I guess we got a part 2 to see what happens with this clown. So I did not mean for this video to be this long. We're just getting breaking news as I'm recording this. So I guess I'll probably do a follow-up doing one of my live streams, which is on Monday and Thursday. So actually I'll have it on either a Thursday or a Monday. So we'll see. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about this hot mess. Leave a like, and also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Later, taters.